Yep, they weren't lying when they said they're gonna make a huge compound. Just look at the size of that thing. Today we're gonna make a nice 2.8 video. Welcome back to the channel, buddy, and I hope you're doing fine. Today we're gonna talk about the new event Road to Hell and also a spicy patch. There are quite a few things that are very important today, like for example the Maxim rifle, the new compounds, but also there are quite a few balance changes and some of them are spicy. As you can see, timestamps as always in the description below, so you can just jump to the topics that you will enjoy. And with that, let's go. Okay, so we're gonna start with the rewards first, as always, because you want to probably see what's in the Battle Pass. I'm gonna show you real quick what the Battle Pass costs. You have the base version, the plus version where you get already a couple levels, so the usual. Now, rewards, because there are some very fancy skins in this one. The very first one, we saw it already in the trailer analysis video. We're gonna get Sergeant Riggins. Beautiful skin, lots of attachments, lots of bling bling, he even has his own little pipe and tobacco. That's pretty cool. Then we get a Scottfield. I like it. Nothing over the top, nothing too crazy, decent. There will be again a few badge unlocks and some other profile or player profile things that I will just skip through because I personally think they are not that amazing. But this is something that is really, really cool for me. We're gonna get here a new rival skin, a short rival. There are not a lot of skins for the short rivals, so I appreciate that one. We have here this makeshift army skin, sweet. Then we have a weapon charm, the bad faith, and then look at this. The infantry gets a beautiful skin. Just look at this. Nice. Man, I can't wait to shoot that gun. Maybe we'll go back to some 2018 loadouts where we play a little bit machete infantry, or like, you know, the good old Winfield. I mentioned the machete because you will see in a second why. Then we get some BBs. We get an equipment animation, a very nice equipment animation where you can just do a barrel roll. Yeah, insert meme here. The next one is gonna be an avatar unlock for Sergeant Riggins. Then we have the ammo box, Gilded Defense. We actually have quite a few ammo boxes. Sadly, I cannot turn this here, so we can only see the eagle upside down. Okay, then what else do we have? We have another charm unlock, the Dream of Glory. We're gonna have a new regeneration shot. It's only the weak one, though. Maybe we get a big one, too. Let's see. Then we get a title, the Mass Sergeant. Okay, a new flare gun. Sweet, so you can already see this makeshift skin type goes through the whole battle pass, but we also have some fancy ones. We have more BBs, and then finally a new gun again, and it's going to be the 1819 Cavalry. That is a single shot long ammo rifle. So think about the Springfield, but in long ammo. But not a sparks and damage. So very peculiar thing. And I saw already in the trailer analysis video, why should I play this weapon? We're gonna have some balance changes, and that might make that thing actually important and also viable. Then we have a Scottfield Brawler. Sweet, sure, occasionally I play that. Then we get an infantry bayonet. Gruesome. Dude, I can never really... Dude, how long these bayonet versions sometimes are. It's crazy. Then we have an equipment animation unlock. That's for a syringe. I like that one. Nice. Can be used on all shots. I'm covering this right here where it says it here right here because I was confused. Is it just for one shot or for all of them? It's for all of them. And then the officer, we saw that one already in the trailer analysis video. Very pretty. Next one. Would you look at that bad boy? That's a machete. Man, I'm gonna play infantry machete, go back all the way to 2018 and play the old school loadouts. Crazy. This is probably my favorite machete skin. Nice. Then we get a badge, the ambush. Well, okay. We get a Scottfield Swift. It's basically the same as we already had a look at. We get more BBs. And then there we go, the infantry sniper. God. For some reason, I really, really like these skins here. Okay, then right here we have a charm unlocked, the lost identity. What does it say? Well, the turncoat started running with his newly formed gang. He still wore his old dog tag. It amused him to know that if someone ever wanted to learn his real name, they'd have to come close enough to kill. Sweet. And then, don't we have already a skin that is very similar to this one? The golden hair trigger. I think we have it already for the Dolch Claw. I'm not 100% sure. Looks nice though. Then we have an equipment animation unlock. Can be used on the officer and officer brawler variant. Very fancy, but no way you're gonna be able to have a look at the skin that is equipped on that thing with all its spinning. But hey, maybe you just want to have a cool animation. This is, funny enough, one of the winners for me for the skins here. It's the Rival 78 Mace, because I think lots of us will play way more Rivals in the future. Or maybe even a Spectre Compact. Right now, I think there is only one skin in the game for the Rival Mace. Like for the short one, because the big one is the Trauma. And that one is behind BBs. So this is, I think, the first one from a Battle Pass. Maybe I'm not 100% correct, but let's see. That's a saber that we saw already in the trailer. Mounted Flourish. Beautiful. Then, what else do we have here? Okay, so the Scott Field now ×3. Yeah. Good intentions, precision. Then we have here the Charm Unlock, a golden signet. And then we have the Dolch 96 Bullseye. Deadeye, but okay. Yeah, I'm not a really big fan of these weapons. Deadeye Dolch, I rarely see anybody play it. Then Major title unlock. Great. Then we have this right here, Regeneration Shot. So this is the big one. Very fancy, very glorious. I like it. This one is Balance Check Saber animation. Nice. Very cute. We get some more BBs. We have the frame unlock, the Commander Whitlaw. Then we have, yeah, the counterpart. I don't think that's the one from the trailer. Maybe it is. I think because the new, you know, with the Armored Dead Hunter that will come as a DLC, if I'm correctly informed. So it will probably be part of his DLC. Yeah, dude, this looks almost like the gun of a trick shooter. Okay. Then we have here, very late, 39. This is gonna be for the new single-shot long ammo rifle, a skin, the 1890 Cavalry. Very fancy. I like that one. And then the final round of skins, we get another med pack. Sure, another first aid kit. We get a badge unlock. Sure, more BBs. Then it's a chain pistol. Honestly, for the chain pistol, a trick shooter skin kind of fits, because you always perform tricks on me and first bullet headshot with Fanning. Yeah, can't wait for that. Sweet, and then we have attention! Equipment animation unlock. That is for the 1890 Cavalry. So we got a new gun, we got a skin for it, and we got an equipment animation for that. Nice. And then, yeah, new Nitro skin. So, sure, it's been forever since we actually got a Nitro skin, so I think this is cool. Then, an avatar unlock for the Commander Whitlaw. Then we have more BBs. Commander Whitlaw himself. Why would he toss away the saber? Wait. Why would he? Okay. So, cool skin. I like that one. And I think on some maps, especially on the Sal, you know, where you have these fall leaves, the color from autumn, I think he will blend in pretty nicely. Sweet. And then at the end, for Liberty, a charm unlock. 1861, 1865. Nice. Okay. Sweet. Was found on the half-eaten corpse of a woman from the 20... Okay, the story behind is not that nice. Okay, so what do we think about this Battle Pass? Let me know in the comment section below. I am a huge fan. This row, I would actually say the Hunter and the Nitro. I'm not playing Nitro, but I can still admit that the skin is nice. Then we have this right here, the winner from this row for me, together with the equipment animation unlock. Then right here, that's just the one. Oh, it's on the same row with the machete. Yeah, I can't wait to play the machete though. I mean, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bangers in this row here. And yeah, new gun, level 15. So actually, this is the, I think you get with the Battle Pass Plus, you get rank 14. So with some weeklies, you can instantly have the gun, which is nice. This might be one of the few times, because the last 3 times, I think, I never bought the big Battle Pass. I think in this one, I'll do it just to be able, as a content creator, to play the gun as fast as possible and form clips for it. But I definitely will play some infantry machete and be a menace with this one. Probably with him. Play that as a set. Yeah, poor guy. Okay. Sweet. Next chapter. Okay, after the intro clip, you probably want to see more about the Stronghold, which is the new military compound that comes with the Road to Hell event. So this is where the 26th Regiment had their last stand, and as you can see, not a lot of people survived that. And all of them who died, they wander around now as these new grunts. So bad for them, good for us, because we get some new grunt skins. The Stronghold works like your regular event compound, with one difference: it's massive. You can find there all your sealed rewards, destiny style, tarot cards, and also some new and interesting secrets, which I will show you in a second. The strongholds are large and they have 3 main areas to them. You see already all the trenches, where we will hopefully get some amazing PvP. Then we have the camp area at the side and the main building. Let's start with the tent area outside. That one will have the scout map, that is a fixed spawn, it will always be there. Then you will get the sealed boons, so the 4-shot boon, the XP, but also the dark side boost. And there will be of course tarot cards, combined with some other goodies. This is also the tent that we saw already in the trailer. Personally, I thought this area would be a little bit bigger, but hey, what you gonna do? I don't think we can complain about size this time. And I think this area here is okay. I like to have a fixed spawn for the scout map. Keep in mind that there are 2 more spots on the map where you can find the scout map. The other one will be the medical supply point, and the last one will be the military supply point. All these 3 compounds, Stronghold, medical supply point, and military supply point, are initially revealed on your map. And since there are 3 locations right now and not 2, you should always have one close to you. Fantastic change, because that was one of my main criticism points, that we only had 2 scout towers and sometimes they all spawn super far away from you. But let's jump now into the main Stronghold building. In this main building you can find the caged boss target, I will talk about that in a second, the Maxim 1895, yes, the machine gun. Then you have the regular boxes where you can resupply, but also the sealed explosive box is coming back. And that's a huge deal, because I didn't see that thing in a long time. So back in the days you needed 1 pledge mark to open the box, so this is unchanged. But what did change is that now the consumables that you can find in the explosive box are not of the same type. So back in the days you could loot 3 frag bombs, 3 big dynamite bundles, or maybe just 3 dynamite sticks. Now you can get a variation of explosives, which I personally think is better. My PvP fantasy will just be having some fights there in the trenches, ideally with the flame rifle, but I already know that I will regret playing that. And although you have all these trenches, which gives you the feeling that shotguns will reign supreme, there are a lot of open areas, a lot of high points where you can look into the trenches. I think it will be balanced. Might need 1 or 2 explosives because people can sit in a few corners. So I would always go to the tent area first and grab myself a little bit of dark side boost from the envelope to see where they're sitting. Because nobody wants to run into a shotgun barrel face first, right? Next up we talk about the caged boss. It's part of the Stronghold. And this works basically like Bounty Clash. You have in this caged area a boss, and he's already defeated. It seems like they're just taking a nap though. When you banish them, you have to wait the full timer, they drop 1 bounty token. The cool thing is that you still have the whisper mechanic. So when you're getting close to Stronghold, you just use dark side and you can see the boss whisper in the top left corner. If it's white, nobody's there. If it's red, well, you got some company. Just keep in mind that this alert system does not cover the whole trench area. So I still think it's not a mistake to take the envelope for 1 pledge mark to get a little bit of dark side boost to see if the trenches are clear. Now, according to Crytek, there will be only 1 normal boss target in these missions, and there is a chance for a secondary target as well. Which means that there can be a maximum of 3 bounty sources in a match. It will be interesting, I didn't even know that the user interface can handle 3 bounty pickups. During my recording sessions, that sadly did not happen, but I'm sure if the info is correct, we will actually see this very soon. And one more thing, one of the secrets from this compound, you can find some special loot crates. And it's funny how they work. They're like on the floor, and once you find them, you can carry them to the extraction. They work like a world melee weapon, so you can pick it up, you have it in your hand, you need to carry it around. Just imagine you're carrying a red barrel, just that it doesn't go boom. But it goes ka-ching the moment you extract. Let's see what they're gonna do with this. Apparently there are different versions of this crate, so there will be lower quality, better quality, and some of them might give you something else than just hunt dollars. It's cool. At the end of the mission, when you extract it with it, it will be shared with everybody. So you don't need to shoot random players in the face to get that crate. When they extract with it, you get the money as well. While you're not getting a crazy amount of money, it's still, from a flair point of view, kind of cool that you have this heist now. You go in, kill everything, and you have a mini objective extracting some extra cash, which I like. Okay, so I think that's enough about the Stronghold. Let's have a look at the Maxim. Okay, I think this will be a hot topic for a lot of people, so let's talk about the Maxim 1895, which is a new world weapon. Not scarce weapon, world weapon, because it means you cannot extract it and you can find it only in the match. It has a 100% spawn rate in the Stronghold, and there is only one, since it's, you know, a prototype weapon. As you already saw in previous clips, it was used as a mountain gun, but now you rip it off the mount and you run around with it. Well, not really running, because you will be very slow, you get debuffed while carrying it. And you can only fire it from the hip, so no ADS. Let's talk about a few facts. It's a world weapon, so it cannot be extracted or carried in hunters' inventories. That means it acts like shovels and lanterns, so even if you take it to the extraction, you will just leave it behind. And I was talking already about a debuff, so while carrying that thing, you will be slowed down by 25%, making you an easier target. It has quite a large spread, so aiming will only be reduced by standing. Crouching doesn't give you any benefit here. And when you move, the spread is massive. There is a tiny quote-unquote trick though to get the crosshair a little bit tighter, and that would be the devil count. But it's not doing that much. I'm pretty sure though that I will still eat the first bullet right to the face at probably 40 meters because, well, hunt give it and hunt take it. So this is one of the few weapons that can actually jam, but there is a warning to it. The moment you shoot too much, that thing will overheat. You can see that by the stuttering of the gun, you can see that the barrel starts to glow. If you don't stop shooting right there, you will get a malfunction and you need to clear it manually. So it's better to shoot that gun in bursts, because overheating with that gun will be pretty bad. Now, compared to other scarce weapons, that thing has 50 incendiary rounds by default and cannot be resupplied. No special ammo crates, no ammo boxes that you bring as a consumable, nothing. So there are in each map 50 rounds of the Maxim, and that's it. On top of that, there are incendiary rounds. So you have 0 pan with that. Now, what do we think about that? Like, close range, that thing will just simply delete you. You saw what I did with the assassin. You just straight up rip it apart. At the end of the day, it's incendiary ammo though. So I tried shooting the butcher with that, and that was not a good experience. It's an RNG weapon. I'm not a huge fan of RNG weapons. The people who watch my stream and everything, and our longtime viewers, they know that although I play it occasionally, dual wielding, fanning, levering, all of this is at the end of the day, the moment you shoot something at 15 plus meters RNG. Some people have luck, some people don't. The Maxim is, I'm gonna be honest here, I think it's a fun weapon, but it's definitely a meme. And when people always ask me, Mike, what kind of weapon do you want to see added to hunt? I always say I have no clue, but I know that I don't want any full auto weapons or anything that has a high rate of fire. Yeah, here we are, Maxim 1895. I think this will be for cinematic moments. Sure, every now and then you will get deleted by the thing, and I will delete people, but honestly, our Romero will probably do the same thing to you. And if you really get deleted at 50 meters by the Maxim, the guy had Devil Card and probably I don't know. He sleeps with Fortuna because there's otherwise no other way to hit anything with that. Let me know in the comment section what you think about that. I think it's fine, especially since we actually do get a new weapon this patch, so I'm super happy about that. So yeah, they added a meme weapon. It might even be worse than the flame rifle and the shredder. I think close range for boss slap pushing, it will be nice for, you know, just reenacting the scene with the flying tank in A-Team. Show me what you got, bitches, and you keep firing the Maxim. I think that will be pretty fun, but yeah, add Max. A meme, I think. Okay, we talk now about the Maxim 1895. I already mentioned that there is another gun, and we're gonna talk about that one next. And here we go, it's been a while. We finally get a new weapon, the 1819 Cavalry. So this is a size 3. Now you're probably confused, Mike, what is a size 3? But we're gonna talk about it in a second. I know, lots of talking about in a second, I'm sorry for that. It's a single shot long ammo rifle. It has quite some ammo, especially for a long ammo rifle, so it is 118. So it has 1 bullet chambered and then 18 ammo in reserve. It deals 139 damage, so it packs a punch. The velocity is very slow though, with a muzzle velocity of 380 meters per second. It has an odd choice for custom ammo types in my opinion, because FMJ for long ammo is always something that I find questionable, because it becomes even slower then. But it does have access to high velocities, so I'm gonna blend in the stats real quick so you can see everything on one screen. And of course, you can take a screenshot for that or later. Something that people will ask, hey man, is this working with fast fingers? And yes, it does. It is compatible with fast fingers. Okay, and then again a little bit of what do I think about this? So first of all, the gun is dirt cheap. With 56 bucks, you get long ammo. So that is nice. However, it has the typical drawbacks of playing with a single-shot rifle. So, first of all, big hammer, like the Springfield, and I just posted recently a clip where I die because the hammer from the Springfield is literally blocking the line of sight to an enemy. You will have a similar issue with this weapon. The iron sights are unique. They remind me a lot of the, what's it called? The Carbine 1865, the silencer one with the ring iron sight, same a little bit with the Bornheim match even. I like the iron sight, it sounds good, it has a good rate of fire, access to long ammo, but people will be like, okay, why should I play this weapon? Right? We have already a Springfield. Springfield has access to bleed, and I would actually say the Springfield beats that one. But let's see, because Bleed Springfield has, of course, no pen. This one does have all the pen if you decide to use F&J. And access to high velocity can be cool. But then again, long ammo, Mike, we have a spark, so why should I? 1890 Cavalry sounds nice, but will it have a place? Time will tell. But to answer this question, we also need to talk about probably the biggest change that we ever had in Hunt Showdown, or one of the biggest changes. And that's gonna be the inventory slot rework. That's gonna be a bang of a chapter. Okay, then, we're probably gonna have a historic moment here right now with the inventory slot rework in Hunt Showdown. And their aim is to open up new possibilities, to promote loadout diversity at all skill levels, and give more weapons a chance to be used. Now, the big change is that weapons are assigned a size now from 1 to 5. Keep in mind that on the current live build we have small, medium and large. That's completely gone now. The player's default weapon capacity is 5 and can be extended to 6 with Quartermaster. This is already a big change, but the next one is also quite the banger. Tools and consumables are no longer restricted by type. Players can freely equip any tool or consumable to any slot in any combination. However, before people go crazy and they bring 8 frag bombs into the match, that's not possible. Consumables are restricted to 4 instances of the same type. That means throwables, placeables, shots, and tower cards. So you cannot bring in 8 sun cards, or like 1 sun card and 7 judgment cards, and just have forever insane regions. So that is not possible. Okay, and you know what? I'm just gonna show you this, because this is, in my opinion, a fantastic change. At least this right here. So we have a weapon capacity of 5 right now. When we go now to the primary slot, you can see that we can sort now not by small, medium, and large. We can sort by size 1 to 5. So 1 is, of course, like the melee weapons, like a cavalry saber, baseball bat, the Bornheims, the hand crossbow. So you can already see one change, though. There is no katana. So one of the main issues that I always had with the katana is, well, why should I ever play the saber, right, when the katana exists? So we go now to size 2. You can see here now the combat axe. There's the katana. So some weapons use now more space compared to their similar counterparts. And this is exactly what will open up different loadout builds. Because, and here is a big change, size 5 weapons. We have the Auto 5, the Nitro, the Maynard Sniper Silencer, and a Mosin Nagant Aftermath. So when I equip now the Auto 5, my slots are full. Right? I can't even select the secondary slot. Because capacity full. So when I buy now Quartermaster, let me just check this real quick. I get a 1 slot for that. That means I can, at max, get a pistol. So you cannot run anymore the Auto 5 together with, like, the Mosin Operas. Or a Deutsch Precision. I think Deutsch Precision might even be a 3 slot. I'm not totally familiar still with all of this because of the changes. But I think when we go to size 3, yeah. And also Auto 4 Shorty is a 3 size. There's a Deutsch Precision. It's a 3 size. So this is also pretty cool. Because when I remove now the Auto 5 and I take a size 4 slot now, for example, a Mosin. Okay, or a Lebel. So most of these big rifles are 4 slot, or all rifles are 4 slot. We take a Mosin Nagant, and what I personally always found super obnoxious were people who played Mosin, Crack, and then they played a small Crown and King, the Auto 4. We go here now, shotgun. It's a 3 slot. So even with Quartermaster, this loadout is not possible anymore. This is fantastic. You can still use other shotguns, right? For example, the Rival Mace, but then you need Quartermaster for this. If you don't have Quartermaster, I mean, that's already like on a live server, but here comes another big change. Let's remove real quick Quartermaster, which is also 8 points, but we're gonna talk about trade point changes in a second. The reason why I said, man, carbines are so weird right now, because you just take a big rifle. You see that? No carbine. I go here, size 3. The cavalry is here. The carbine is here. Weirdly enough, the Berthier is here too. So you can already see that some weapons are different than other of the same time, same rifles. Okay, it's showing the Mosin right now here because I have it equipped. It's a 4 slot. Okay, you can see it here with the dots. So you can play now, for example, the carbine, and then you can grab a 2 slot shotgun, like let's say this one, right? And I don't need Quartermaster. So you can still play a rifle shotgun loadout or whatever, right? With a bow, for example, and you don't need Quartermaster. But if you wanna play one of the meta rifles, I'm gonna be careful now with saying meta because there are a few size 4 weapons here which I would not call super duper meta, okay? But it's insane. I love this so much because some of these very strong loadouts do not work anymore. You wanna play a Crown and King? You wanna play a Nitro? You wanna play... okay, it's still showing this because I have it equipped. The Maynard Sniper Silencer, the only thing that you can play is a pistol, or one of the small melee weapons, or a hand crossbow. Okay, there are some options, but still, right? You cannot play the Maynard Sniper Silencer anymore with a shotgun. Or a Deutsch Precision. This is great. So, I did not expect Crytek to do this approach for balancing. I think it will work. Of course, now all these loadout videos that we did are a little bit wonky, but I think for the budget ones, it doesn't matter because the budget ones never go into, you know, the size 5 territory anyway. Great. I love this change. So, we talked now about the size changes, and I just dipped very quickly into this. You could probably do a whole video about fancy loadouts right now and the possibilities. But this is a cool way from Crytek to break up these meta loadouts by just saying, nope, you can't play this anymore. I'm sorry, dear sweatlords. No more Mosin Crown anymore. I like this. No more Maynard Sniper Silencer together with shotguns. Perfect. This is great. You can also not do a Mosin Gun Aftermath anymore with dual-wielding Sparks pistols to get more ammo, or a Mosin Obris drum with more ammo, or whatever these dudes did. I mean, that will not be possible anyway because the ammo stacking doesn't work anymore that way, but we're gonna talk about that in a second. I'm sorry, I don't wanna talk too much from other topics because then I mix it up. I just wanna contain every topic in a nice chapter. So, that is great. Let's go to the next crazy thing, is tools and consumables. As you can see, I have 8 slots here now. And you can just mix this however you want. Now, some people will be like, okay, this is kind of weird, and I don't think it will do much compared to the size. Because most of the time, it will look something like this. You will take a melee weapon, and then you will take, I think it's called first aid, right? Yeah, first aid kit. You take a first aid kit, so these two are already kind of locked in, right? And then for me personally, I will just never drop a regeneration shot. I will never drop, let's say, a frag bomb. Is it even unlocked? Yeah, it is. Keep in mind that you cannot have more than 4 frag bombs anyway. So no changes in that department. I think what's gonna happen is that everything will shift ±1. So people will run 5 tools and consumables or 5 tools and 3 consumables, or they will go with 3 tools and 5 consumables. Because what you can do now is that, for example, when I play with, let's say, a Chukunu with explosive, right? Then I like to do this, and I take a small vid shot. This is my standard stuff that I played in, and then I'm always sad that I can't run a Hellfire. Or maybe you don't have the points to get Conduit at the beginning and you want to play with a stamina shot. You can do that now. So it gives you more flexibility for some certain loadouts, so you don't have to drop your favorite, you know, consumable combo. But now you need an ammo box suddenly because explosive crossbow bolts or whatever, and you will run out of ammo. And it's nice, and then I can still take, for example, I drop the alert trip mines now, but I keep the, well, let's say the flare gun, right? Perfect. Loadout is still viable. There will be a few things that, but it will be niche. For example, you can play then the alert trip mine, and yes, alert trip mine got nerfed and whatnot. We will talk about that. So I can do now, for example, a build where I go with all trip mines, and then I even take bear traps, and then I don't even have to leave the flare gun at home, and I just play with the regeneration shot. Or, you know, let's be a real meanie, and we gonna take a Dark Dynamite satchel. So for stuff like this, yeah, that's gonna be a big change. But it's gonna be some very specifically tailored loadouts for a niche job. I think that's great. It will be weird at the beginning, but I think overall we will have these plus-minus shifts. So people will take 1 more tool and 1 less consumable, or 1 more consumable and 1 less tool. Yeah, on the other hand, this might be annoying to play against, but that's also why the alert trip mine has 1 less charge. This will be crazy. This right here, I think, was not super necessary to fuse tools and consumables. But with the size slots, like 1 to 5, nice. Nice. I mean, you can of course start arguing then, okay, excuse me, crossbow is 4 then? It's the same category like a Mosin? But bomb lance is 3? Come on, you could give the crossbow a 3, no? But nitpicking. Okay, we're done with this chapter. This will spark quite some discussions. I'm looking forward to read your comments. Okay. Next topic. Can't believe I will ever see the light of day where we will get a long ammo nerf. So here's the following that will happen. Long ammo is now its own special ammo with some twists. So let's have a look. So the Mosin Obras variants, all of them, the Crack, the Lebel, and the Berthier, they will all have no special ammo. Now you're already seeing where this is going, because you cannot stack ammo now anymore with, for example, Sparks pistols or an uppercut. So Mosin Sniper together with an uppercut, yeah dude, you have only 10 spare. And you can only resupply that Mosin Sniper with special ammo boxes. What a time to be alive. They also updated the icon so you can see now that it's like not a regular long ammo, it's special long ammo. So yeah, Crytek is finally digging into these, how do I say that, these stuck loadouts quite a bit. So Mosin Sniper or long ammo sniper together with an uppercut or a Sparks pistol, that was very much standard for a lot of loadouts and for a lot of people, and that doesn't work anymore. So you can actually bring now, again, Brawler or maybe Alamet. You will probably bring some ammo boxes because now resupplying that is even harder than it already was. Well, hard, but okay. I'm all here for it. This is a small chapter in today's video, but it's something that I really want to talk about before we go to the overall gameplay and gunplay changes. And I think we should have a look at that right now. Next, we're gonna dig a little bit into the gunplay, and there are quite a few changes, and I have to admit that some of them I'm like, yeah, really. So there is now a lot of ammo types that are scarce. So all dum-dum ammo, all completely is scarce. All explosive ammo is scarce. That also includes frag arrows, explosive bolts, and wax frag charges, and all Spitze ammo. Okay, so what they're gonna do is they're gonna remove all your custom ammo from your inventory, except I think a stack of 3, and that's it. And one ammo is actually completely gone, and that is Dolch FMJ. That is just like, bye, you get refunds for that, what they take from you, and that's it. I am not a huge fan of that, mostly because, okay, I'm super biased, I get that, alright? I admit this. But the explosive crossbow is scarce ammo since forever, and they said they're gonna cycle it, and now they're removing even more. So they could have started maybe this by bringing the explosive stuff back and maybe removing or making scarce all the bleed ammo in Spitze for a change, because I don't see this rotation. I don't. Maybe they will start this now, but I hope it's not again another 6 months, 9 months until the stuff rotates. And what do you actually want to rotate? Now FMJ and incendiary ammo? Oh, maybe. Who knows? But I think they should have just given us the frag arrows and the explosive bolts back and make the bleed and Spitze a little bit scarce for a while. I don't know. They nerfed now my Chukunu baby that I got used to. This feels targeted. This feels targeted, yeah. I can see the anti-Psychoghost Crytek propaganda. I feel it. I see you there. Don't you worry. No, but on a more serious note, sure, Dum Dum is very strong. I'm a little bit worried when they do that much, because the loadout variety that they tried to bring is already, or is going down then again. And some of these were just not necessary. I mean, the new army with Dum Dum was one of the few reasons why you took it, and now that's gone again, and now the Officer Brawler just outshines the new army in 90% of the cases. Exception, you want a speed reloader. Yeah, wow. So this is something that I don't completely agree with, at least not at that scale. Okay, let's see what other gunplay changes we have here. Now, you saw already at the beginning that the Berthier, for example, is a 3-slot and not a 4-slot. So this flexibility comes at a cost, though. All the weapons that are 3 size, and maybe should be 4 size, lost ammo. That is the Berthier, that is the Veevel, and that is the Frontier 73C. So Berthier 318 goes down to 312. The Veevel goes from 6 plus 120 to 6 plus 116. And the Frontier 73C goes down from 7 plus 128 to 7 plus 121. I'm always saying this plus 1 because when you load into the match, you know, these guns aren't fully loaded. Just a tiny detail there. The smaller variants will also lose something. For example, the Mosin Orbres reduce extra ammo from 510 to 57. Yeah, sure. The Springfield Compact variants, they lose 4 bullets, which is not a big deal because you have still 1 in the gun and 20 spare. I can't remember the last time I ran out of Springfield ammo, so I think that is whatever. And it's only for the compact variants, by the way. Drilling Compact goes from 220 to 216, with the shotgun shells, as far as I know, unchanged. And we have the Seni Shorty reduced 9 plus 112 to 9 plus 1/9. So it loses 3 bullets. Let's just say it that way. I don't know, but this is like the short suppressed Centennial. Felt already really oof when it came to ammo. And now they remove even more bullets. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's an overall adjustment that they can patch again in case it's not working out. I get it. They're doing a lot of changes at once, and they will most likely miss the mark on a few things. And you know what? That is okay, as long as they react fast to it. Let's see. And the Vandal 73C, also that thing, holy moly, that loses 10 bullets. So from 6 plus 128 to 6 plus 118. Okay. Some weapons, though, gain extra ammo capacity. So we have the Uppercut gaining 3 bullets. So that goes from 6.9 to 6.12. And the Precision version gets 6.18. Okay, honestly, an uppercut buff, I don't mind it. That thing is overpriced. Sure, why not? And now I don't mind it that it has more ammo because it's harder to use for ammo stacking. Because you can't ammo stack anymore with long ammo rifles. Yay. A Nitro goes up, though, from 2.4 to 2.6. I think this is fair, though. Yeah, I know, a Nitro buff. But it's a 5-slot now. In a size 5, you get nothing with it. So you need to play Quartermaster, and then you get, like, yeah, compact ammo pistol. I mean, there are other options, but you get the idea. The Auto 4 gets changed, which I'm super happy about. Not only because it's a size 3, it also has a bigger spread now. So it goes from 57 to 64, and the reserve ammo goes down from 5 to 4. It's not a big change, but I think since you cannot build these absolute meta loadouts anymore with Mosin Crown, and now it's getting nerfed a little bit on top, I hope this will disarm a little bit the Auto 4 situation, because the Auto 4 is one of the few weapons that Crytek added that I think was just like a mistake. The end. The Officer Carbine has a little bit more recoil. Okay, slightly increased horizontal recoil. I'm reading this off here, my script, because there are so many numbers now that, yeah, we're not gonna freestyle this and then I make a mistake. There are a few things, though, where I'm a little bit, dude, what the hell? So, Dragon Breath for the hand crossbow, so the Dragon Bolt, you get only 2 spare. And not 3. So they're actually nerfing that. Also, the impact damage from the Firebolt goes down to 11 from 17. I don't know, hand crossbow OP apparently. I get it might be a little bit annoying, but hand crossbow pick rate cannot be that high. And then they nerf the one bolt that is probably giving you one of the most utility. Yeah, they increase a little bit the damage of the regular bolt. That goes up to 210 from 195, which is nice, but you still only deal 120 damage to the arm. So people will survive arm shots, and then they delete you. That's one of the few things where I'm like, they missed the mark. Because the normal hand crossbow bolt doesn't care about more damage in 90 out of 100 cases. Because the main issue that the bow, the crossbow, and the hand crossbow have is when people aim at you, they cover a huge part of their upper body and you will hit their arm. And then they just shoot you. It's super catastrophic when that happens against a shotgun because the shotgun deletes you. And then they can stop the bleed before they bleed out while you're on the floor crying, going back to the lobby. I think this was not necessary at all. But yeah, okay. They also reduced a little bit the marker velocity from 540 to 440. And all Battier variants cost now 50 more. So let's summarize the Battier a little bit. I think the Battier will be in an interesting spot. You can still make the better loadouts, which you can't do with a Mosin. However, that thing has now less ammo, and it is more expensive. I think the price tag, the extra 50 is... whatever. Losing ammo though? Let's see. I will definitely build a few Battier loadouts in the future. Okay, what else do we have there? There's a penny shot nerf. Not for PvP though. So penny shot, I know that a lot of people think that it is currently too strong. I slightly agree with that, but not for PvP. I know, dude, I'm gonna get flayed for that one. People tell me, oh my god, I get killed at full HP by a penny derringer at 6 meters. I call bullshit on that. That doesn't happen to me ever, and it never happened to me, the one pulling the trigger. It's nice against melee charges. Now you can of course say everything counters right now melee charge, so maybe that was not necessary. True, I agree with this one. But the main thing where I think that the penny shot derringer is too crazy is opening doors. Yeah, it's a breaching tool. It is really good at that. You shoot like what? Is it currently on live server? A shell, right? One door open and you charge in. That's crazy good because the people defending the lair have almost no time to rotate or react to this. So you shoot the penny shot, you switch to a shotgun and you charge in. Good luck. And they also nerfed that you need now more shots against the brutes and the meatheads. Yeah, okay, this is kind of whatever, honestly, because I just have a spear and I spear that shit anyway. Spear OP, maybe. Funny enough, no spear changes in these patch notes. Yeah. So penny shot, though, I do understand. Maybe I would increase the spread a little bit of the penny shot derringer in PvP, but... yeah, when you nerf it everywhere, where is the usage then for this? Because I'm not taking now a penny shot and I need all the ammo to kill a single meathead when a spear does the trick. It's pointless. It's pointless to take the penny shot then. It's... whatever. They also reduced the ammo resupply from ammo box consumables from 2.5 resupply to 2. So what that means is when you resupply with compact ammo, it goes down 20 to 16. It goes for medium ammo down from 15 to 12. And from long ammo down 5 to 4. Special ammo is 7 to 6. When you have like, I don't know. Too long didn't read. Ammo boxes give you less ammo. I think this is a target at the high 6-star MMR. Where people play just non-stop long ammo and a crap ton of ammo boxes for their crowns, dogs, and whatever. So it's a good change in my opinion. If you play the fun loadouts, compact ammo, medium ammo, you still get plenty of bullets and it's worth it. Although, honestly, if I play compact ammo, I don't bring an ammo box. So this is now almost everything, because we have also a few tool changes. Reduced alert trip mine and bear trap reserves to 2 each. That is a big hit in my opinion. Having less alert trip mines means that Frontiersman is almost a necessity. I don't know how I feel about that. Also, they increased the damage from the bear trap again, but it's borderline meaningless. I'm sorry. It goes up to 62 from 58. So they have 4 more damage points. Rarely somebody will care about this. Because if you survive 2, you still need a 3rd one. And you need a 3rd one before anyway. So if you're down a small bar, you still survive this. Because this is exactly 124 damage. To be fair, you will probably die before you can hit the stop bleed button. So this is a small adjustment with bigger impact when people are missing a small bar. Because if you're missing a big bar, you die to the current 2 ones anyway. Because of the 58 damage times 2 is 116. That's more than 100. Quick math. I know. Amazing. Also, and I think this is a fantastic change, flare pistol reserve from 2 to 1. So you have only 2 flare guns. Nice. Dude, flare gun is way too strong. I play it every round because it's so good. You have more flare gun ammo than they have choke bombs, which never made sense to me. By the way, in the clips you will see that the display of the tools is not how we're used to it with the max and the reserve and the spare. This is a known bug. Okay, they changed so much and they had to prioritize other stuff. So if this is still on the live server, don't be confused. They know about that and it will most likely get changed. And here's the winner though from this patch. Decoy fuses. Yeah, dude, decoy fuses go up to 5 from 3. I played decoy fuses a lot. And I just stopped because, well, apparently I like fire too much. But with the alert trap mine being nerfed, in a close range loadout, I might use the decoy fuses to fake explosives to make people move when they're hiding somewhere in a corner. If I need to check a room, is there somebody in there? Toss it in and listen for footsteps. They have to be really cold-blooded or stupid if they don't move then. Nice. I will definitely play a little bit more with that. And increase squad Derringer reserve ammo from 12 to 16. Nobody cares. I know. I ran out of Derringer ammo. Well, to be fair, in my double hand crossbow incendiary bolts loadouts, more Derringer ammo might be a thing. But I run ammo boxes anyway. And with nerfing the Dragon Bolts from the absolutely OP hand crossbow, yeah, they don't like explosives and fire, I tell you that. All the shit that I'm having fun with. This is anti-mic propaganda, I guarantee you. But okay. That's it with the gunplay. Let's check a little bit the gameplay changes. Very similar. Let's check gameplay and traits. And honestly, there isn't much, but I think I still want to talk about it because the effect, the ripple effect, might be quite severe. First of all, when you gain Darkside Boost right now, you have this orange mark on the map, and it stays on the current build. This will change. With 2.8, after 5 minutes, that's gone. Was this necessary? I mean, not really. Now you have to remember where the marks are for later to actually loot the people, and it will be more difficult to actually pinpoint bodies from old fights. This is anti-rat propaganda. You will have a harder time to find now the remaining crumbs of previous gunfights. I mean, you have witnessed probably anyway if you're rat, so who cares? It's a change that is okay. I didn't expect that was something that was necessary, where we needed to take action, but let's give it a try. I personally don't care too much about that. However, though, we have some trait changes. So Quartermaster goes up to 8 points from 6. They really are destroying the loadouts right now. Good thing. 8 points is a lot. And right now, with the different sizes, you can still play carbine, small shotgun. And if you want to go to the Mosin shotgun loadouts, then you have to invest a couple more points. Makes it harder to play these loadouts, which I don't mind. Increased Frontiersman price from 5 to 6. They also don't like traps, huh? So they removed quite a few traps. Now with Frontiersman being more expensive, and Frontiersman, when you do the absolute trap build, will be fancy. And I think this is why they increased the price tag for Frontiersman. There will be people like me who will do the all trap loadout, and with Frontiersman you would probably get a little bit too much value. A single point going up. Sure. And then we have increased 100 hands price from 2 to 3 upgrade points. I don't like the bow. I don't care about the bow. Yeah, 100 hands is crazy strong. The distances where I get body tapped by bows is nuts. It's like late 20 or deep 20 meters. And maybe it goes even further. So a single point going up. Yeah, okay. I think that is fair for that one. But okay. And I think we have now almost everything. So yeah, there are only two more things that we need to talk about. The first thing is the Dark Dynamite satchel got a change. So the ominous whisper that you can hear is now a little bit louder with 2.8. So this is on the current live build. Now let's check out 2.8. So in all honesty, it's not a big change, but it might make a difference in all the chaos to hear the Dark Dynamite satchel a little bit easier. And then something very important, although it's explained in just a few seconds, the toolboxes will not resupply your consumables anymore. So it will only work on tools. While this does sound crazy at the beginning, Crytek also implemented a way to get your consumables back. Check for the grunts that have a backpack, and when you loot these guys, you will get back consumables. They're a little bit harder to find, but they have some spawns here and there. They can carry them around like a Dr. Grunt. On the recording branch, it was a little bit difficult to evaluate how impactful this change was. So I will definitely need to play for a couple days or weeks to judge that one properly. So not much to show you guys anymore. There are some differences in the UI. I will make a separate video for the world changes, like map changes, and there is shooting range adjustments and player profile content, but I don't really care about that. I want to show you though the medical supply point. I think that one is very cool because there is something that I personally never take, but now I can use it because it's there for free. You will find medkits over there, like the consumable medkits, not the tool medkits, although that's now kind of the same, but you know what I mean. The medkits that you can place, that you and others can use then. But there will also be shots lying around. You get some other goodies, as you can see in the clip. That's very cool. And then the military supply point, not the Stronghold, military supply point. So again, military supply point, medical supply point, together with the Stronghold. That's where you find the scout maps. That's what you need to get the intel on the map. I love these compounds. Very well done. So yeah, this is the end of the video. Long one. I hope you enjoyed it. Please drop a like for these videos. They are a lot of work. And it's a lot of stuff that I need to record off stream because, well, obviously I can't stream the the NDA branch, so that would be kind of bad. Big shout out to my patrons, so thank you very much for supporting me over on Patreon. I'm gonna update that wall the next couple days, so if you just recently joined, you will be there very, very soon. Don't forget to check out my Linktree. We have the VOD channel over there, which is up to date. I'm super proud of that. We're now almost half a year in 2026, which sounds absolutely crazy, and I really managed to keep that going. The review channel got a few videos, but maybe I can increase it again the next couple of weeks. All right, and then at the end, more videos. Sweet. Tomorrow or on Thursday, I'm gonna have a hunger video. I see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day, and bye-bye.